Uh, hmm. Yo. Okay, I think we're live on. There we go. Okay, I'll start the timer here, Thomas.
Okay.
All righty. How about that, Thomas? Day two, got the countdown. We are
That was
making
awesome.
moves here. The background music on that is something, it really gets the people going. But welcome in everybody to the Slinging and Slashing show here. I'm Cody Capper Pace, and alongside me is at Don Thomas Miller. We're part of the Coda Sports Gambling Network, and the Slinging and Slashing show is we're like we said yesterday, Thomas. We're slinging bets, we're slashing on the ice, we're slashing on the basketball court. And we got a ton of NBA games here today, as opening night was yesterday. The Frozen Frenzy was yesterday as well. I didn't do too hot, but hey, we keep grinding. We get back to the lab and we focus up for the rest of the year. So, Thomas, how we doing on Wednesday, October 25th?
Doing great, doing great. So far with my bets, I won 2 soccer bets. So I don't know. I mean, usually when I win those, could be a rough night, but I mean, it can't be worse than how we started yesterday. But you start a baseline that is low, you can only go higher. So let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yesterday, a little down day for me. The Grand Salami unfortunately did not hit Thomas for us, which was unfortunate. But what I liked about it is it really went down to like the last two games at the end of the night. So it was like, okay, I was had toothpicks in my eyes trying to keep my eyes open to watch the final two games there. But got close, not close enough. Just kind of overall, Thomas, were you able to watch some? I know you're locked into the basketball NBA, but were you able to watch any Frozen Frenzy there?
Oh yeah, I was watching the whatever their red zone type channel is called on ESPN2. It was awesome, man. Just some great coverage. I really think it's gonna help out. I think it's a good time to do it. There's a ton of sports going on. I mean, can kind of get some sort of attention like that. It's good. It's good. So, but I mean, betting wise, yeah, didn't do great either. I think it was like 1-5 or something. For the day. Only one hitting was the Wild, Minnesota Wild. Shout out
There you go.
Minnesota. Uh, but yeah, I mean, hopefully today's better, and I'm ready to do this.
Yes, sir. So yesterday, I had the Avalanche money line minus 135. I got that. I also had the value play that I gave out, the shots on goal for Jordan Cairo from the Blues at plus 124. That hit as well, but missed on the Red Wings, missed on the Hurricanes, Lightning over, and then my three-way parlay, I only put a little bit on it, but that missed as well. So again, today's a new day, Wednesday, October 25th. If you're looking for our records, you can find that at Coda Cappers. We tweet that out all the time. So once we get the show rolling here, I'll tweet that out from the Slingin' Slashin'. You can just type that in Twitter, and we'll be tweeting out our cards and our bets as well for day two. So Thomas, a fairly large slate for the NBA here on Wednesday, October 25th. We'll start with you. What do you like in the NBA here today?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, a big night for the NBA. First game I'm looking at is one of the first games that tips off. Celtics at Knicks. Classic rivalry. Kind of a hard nose. Even in modern NBA days, the age that we're in, where everybody's kind of soft and a lot of flopping and stuff. These games are always still kind of hard nosed. And the play I'm looking at for that one, I'm really liking the under 224. Celtics are a very good defensive team. I think they were second overall defensively last year. The Knicks, their head coach is Tom Thibodeau. Thibodeau.
Yep.
So I mean, he's generally known as a defensive coach. The Knicks have kind of struggled defensively the last couple of years, and I think that's really going to be his focus this year to try to get them. They haven't been bad teams. I mean, they've been like 8 games over 500 both the last couple of years. To try to get to that next level. I think they're really going to focus on defense and coming out on opening night. I at the Garden, but I'm really liking this under 224. I got in minus 110 there. I'll go through another under that I'm looking at. Real quick. Cleveland at Brooklyn. I'd mentioned the Celtics were the second best defense. Cleveland was the best defense, the scoring wise, one of the best defenses here the last few years. Both teams really play at a slow pace. The over under is 219, and I think this is a game where like both teams might not break 100, but for sure one team will not break 100, and that under for me is that might be. That's close to my play of the day, but
Okay.
under 219.5 right there. What are you thinking about those two? Or
I like the Brooklyn Cleveland one. Like you said, I do like that one. I know Cleveland's got some scores, but this just kind of feels like an under to me as well. And I do agree. I think one team's getting to 100, one team is not. So the under to me would like you said, play of the day. That would kind of make sense. No really comments on the Boston New York under there. I do think Boston wins this game. I actually like Boston even on the spread too. I just think Boston is they're one of my picks to win it all, Thomas. And I hate to say that because I hate the Celtics. I'm a Timberwolves fan. But I do think this team with Porzingis and obviously Holiday now a top defender in the league at the guard position, I think he's going to do really well in that system. So I like Boston there. I think, again, Julius Randle, what is he? He's all right. It's at the Garden. I get that. But I do think the Celtics come into the Garden and steal that one. So not so much loving the totals in that one, or the total in that one, but I do like the Celtics on that one. So
right.
Another
thing I'm looking at, everybody's gonna watch the debut of Wemby tonight.
Yep.
He was awesome preseason. The thing about it, and I'm looking strictly at his sort of player props. A lot of the experts, for whatever reason, in the NBA, they don't like to play these guys when they're young or when they're in their rookie season. And there's a lot of people thinking that they're really gonna try to limit his minutes. So, I mean, there's different things you could look at with points, rebounds and assists, total points and whatever else. The one I'm just going to concentrate on is going to be rebounds, because even if he does play, if they really limit his minutes, the rebound number out there is 6.5. So I think you can get that over 6.5. He's just so lengthy and he's so athletic. He's just going to be around the basket all the time, offensively and defensively. So over 6.5 rebounds at minus 130. I love that play right there.
Yeah, I like that too. I was looking at some Wemby props too, and I actually had on my notepad right here, had circled the rebound. So I'm glad you brought that up because I'll also tail that one as well. This dude's a monster. I think he's going to be, he's just a Spurs player, right? He a Popovich player. He just kind of seems like a Pop player. So I'll put that one down because I do like that one as well.
Right. The second to last one I have for the NBA, I'm looking at Oklahoma City. They're traveling to Chicago. It's a pretty exciting game, quote unquote. It's a couple teams that who knows how good they're going to be. But I mean, Vegas has this number at like around 2.5. The money line was as low as like 125. By the time I bet it this afternoon, it was up to 142. I'm going to pay that juice. I'm going to take the Chicago money line, just a little bit more veteran presence on the Bulls, and Oklahoma City has some injury issues, particularly on their second unit. Chicago's pretty clean, healthy, health-wise. So yeah, I'm liking the Chicago Bulls money line. Get a W here, first game of the season.
Yeah, I like that one too. I do think some people, I was kind of like, how, if I look at the Thunder, like, can I justify it? And I like the Thunder. I think they'll be really, really good. They got a lot of good talent, but I think a lot of the public's like the Thunder. They're young. They got some talent, right? They can go into Chicago and get this one. But I'm staying away from this one. But I do like Chicago on this one too. I just think that's the right side to be on because everybody's going to be on the Thunder. You know, it's the
Mhm.
Thunder's year, not necessarily their year, but they just got the guys, and you know they're kind of hyped up a little bit. So I do like Chicago at home in this one too.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting with Chet Holmgren to see. He's as skinny as a twig. It'll be interesting to see how he does banging around on posts and stuff. If he gets into foul trouble, a lot of people think he's gonna like. That could be a prop that you could play a lot of the year if you're going to refine it as personal fouls per game and stuff like that with him. Because, like I said, he just doesn't have the size. He doesn't have the NBA size. He'll probably get it at some point, but at this point, he doesn't. And then as far as my play of the day in NBA goes, taking a look at Houston and Orlando once again, marquee matchup. Everybody's got this one circled. But I think Orlando's a solid team. I think they got a shot to at least get into the play-in tournament. Maybe even get like a seed higher than that. The young team, they're getting older and older. I was kind of beating around what I wanted. I didn't love the money. I didn't love the spread, which is like 4.5 in favor of Orlando. It's kind of back and forth and back and forth. And, it just came down to this quote that this very wise man once said. He said, I'd rather take an over with a team with a bad defense than take an over with a team with a good offense. And that was said by the great Soup Campbell, Josh Soup
I was
Campbell.
gonna say, why does that sound familiar?
And so what I ended up settling on, and this is my play of the day, is the over 20 or 220.5 in the game.
All right. Houston. Yeah, that's Houston Magic, right?
Houston
Over.
and Magic, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's play of the day. I'll jot that down for the notes and for the people. All right. Anything else, Thomas, you like in the NBA?
In the NBA, I think that wraps it up for the NBA. I am gonna play that NHL game, but
Yep.
we'll let you get to that when you get to it.
Yeah, we'll save the NHL for last because I do think Thomas and I are potentially on the same side. So I have two games here in the NBA that I like. I like the Pacers at home -5.5. I know it opened up at 7. It dropped down to -5.5. It's Poole and Kuzma for the Wizards. Who else do they have? So I know they have Landry Shamet, but he's going to be out for this game. I just think on paper, Indiana's better. They got obviously talented guards. Buddy Hield's still on the team. He's on that second unit. He's a shooter. Obviously, Miles Turner as well, a little veteran guy down low. So I'm going to take the Pacers at home -5.5. Don't love the hook, but I will take that. I'm just going to take that as 0.55 units to win a half unit there at -110.
Right.
And then my play of the day, it's grimy, it's slimy. I'm taking the Pistons, Thomas, +9 against the Heat down in Miami. Two of the worst teams against the spread back in 2020, 22, 23. But again, I like the Pistons. They got some young depth. Cade Cunningham, he was the guy. He was the NBA's guy, before Wemby. And another season under his belt, another offseason. I think he comes out, has a hell of a year here. So give me the young Pistons to stay within the number down there in Miami. Remember Kevin Love, Thomas? He's starting. He's still playing out there. So, Miami's kind of rolling. I don't know. Miami kind of feels like they're still trying to roll with that bubble. I think it was the bubble, right?
Yeah, the bubble they got to
the
finals.
bubble. Yeah, the bubble team. So give me the Pistons here +9. And I'm not saying they're going to win or anything. Don't hammer money line, but I think they can keep this within the numbers. So those are my two NBA bets. Like I said, Pistons +9, Pacers -5.5. Pistons, I am going 1.1 unit to win one at -110 there.
Right.
So there we go. There's our NBA card. I love it. NBA is back. Thomas, I know you're a soccer guy, but where does kind of NBA rank on your favorite sports to bet on and watch?
To bet on, it's probably my second. It's probably my second favorite. College football #1. NBA has success. As far as what I like to watch, it's probably about fourth. I like soccer, NFL, and college football above it. Soccer's it's such a mess to try to bet on. Usually, I mean, it's really hard. It's all gambling is pretty tough, but soccer is really tough. NBA, you can try to find some things. It's almost like there's things that make sense when you're looking at them, but then you got to kind of take in consideration, like I was kind of mentioning yesterday, that they have they have weird personalities. Like a lot of the guys are either goofy or they're just like super cool, and so sometimes like things just don't work out with it. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, I get that. You got super cool guys, you got goofy guys, and you got dumb guys like John Morant, right?
Yeah.
So you got, I like the personalities in the NBA. I do agree with that. So, all right, there's our NBA bets. I love it. NBA is back. Obviously, the slinging and slashing show. So we got NHL here, Thomas. Just one game. And I know we were talking yesterday. Frozen Frenzy was awesome. It was cool. All 32 teams in action. But now it's like, well, one game today. That kind of sucks. At least give us two. Give us the 6:30 game. Give us the 8 o'clock, 8:39 game out west, and let us enjoy the night. But just one game here, Thomas. You got the old, washed-up Washington Capitals and the boys there against the New Jersey Devils. Now the Devils, this is back-to-back, obviously, for both teams. The Devils are the ones doing the traveling here. What do you like here? Obviously, Devils heavy road favorites. If you like the puck line, it's actually not that bad if you like the Devils. I did see it at plus money throughout the day today as well. So, Thomas, I think we're on the same side. What do you like?
Yeah, I'm rolling with that puck line, the New Jersey puck line. We got my guy, Akira Schmidt in there at goal, former Sioux City Musketeer.
Nice.
Famous for jumping directly from the USHL straight to the NHL. First player to ever do that. He's their backup goalie. And all signs point to him starting tonight, back-to-back nights and stuff like that. So I mean, Washington, I think it's just something you got to fade until they prove you wrong. Just looking at their performance so far this year.
100%. Thomas stole the words kind of right out of my mouth. Until we see something from the Caps, I think it's just a straight fade. Again, and Washington on the other side, Thomas, they're going with a guy making his first career start and goal at Hunter Shepard. Played in the AHL last season. Now, he does have a pretty damn good goals against average. I think the last time it was above 3 was in 2014-15 when he was in Bismarck, North Dakota at their team there. So, again, Thomas and I kind of, bring the hometown, or kind of hometown. I'm not from Bismarck, but in the state. So that's kind of cool there. But, again, I just can't back a Caps team that's started like this, that looks like this, and now they're going with a first-time goalie, making his first career start in the NHL. So I got the Devils minus 1.5, like Thomas on the puck line, minus 105 at 0.105 units. Again, Schmidt, he's the guy. I believe in him. He had a good postseason. Little rocky start to the season here this year, but I do think he can find his groove and against a Capitals team that is not that great. I also have a prop here, Thomas, as well, that I'll drop. And I'm going to go Ovechkin under 3.5 shots on goal, minus 112, 1.12 units on it. He ripped 14 shots last night. But again, he's old, he's slow. What are the chances that he's going to rip, 4, 5, any more shots than this? So I'm just kind of, going with the trend of he's going to be tired. He just ripped 14 shots, with, has to be damn near a career high or close to it up there. Yeah. And, hope that he kind of drops back a little bit. And I'm not saying he's going to drop 0 shots, but, 4 shots is a lot here. So against a Devils team that likes to fly up and down the ice, I do think the Devils get this one, and I think Ovechkin kind of gets held in check. And you go 1-0, I go 2-0, and we bounce back from Frozen Frenzy Day.
Yeah, sounds great, man. Sounds great. I agree. He's older. He's definitely tired.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes I think maybe I think too much about betting, and I'm just like, the dude's old, right? Come on, let's just go, let's roll with that and kind of see what happens there. So again, those are the bets. We'll tweet them out from the Sling and Slashing account on Twitter. We'll kind of update everybody throughout the night with a big NBA slate. And there we go. All right, Thomas, any closing thoughts before we let the people get their bets in?
No, I mean, I got nothing. I'm just ready to watch the action.
All right. Sounds good. We'll see everybody tomorrow. That's at Zon Thomas Miller on Twitter. I'm Cody Capper Pace. Follow Sling and Slashing on Twitter, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Bye.